Now, from here, the most troublesome part, or a most challenging part, or a most responsible part, or I would say a part with lot of opportunities, if you are able to manage, starts, and that is called marriage. Marriage, as everybody has said, everybody, you take it from anyone to anyone, everybody has said that 99% is luck, 1% is hard work. Because there are lots of marriages, lots and lots of marriages which are compromised after marriage, what has been proved to be very promising, what you call in the beginning. And this is absolutely the truth. Opposite ways, lot of marriages turned out to be very challenging in the early phase of life, turned out to be a bliss and peace in an absolute real way. Love marriages are better, arranged marriages are better, love plus arrange are better. I'm not going to touch that part because that is not my subject. My subject is women and homeopathic career. My only purpose out of all this, what you call presentation for 6 long days, or I would say 6 hours, is primarily for the women empowerment, for the women to make homeopathic career better and better, because they as a substance have all the qualities with them to do what actually homeopathic profession demands. So it is always the best, clear before marriage, that you wish to practice homeopathy in a way possible and manageable to me. This is a big problem I have seen in females. They were very good in college. They were very good with practice. Lot of students under who got trained under me had this similar kind of a situation. They had kind of lot of interest with homeopathy, but looking at the opposite proposal, or looking at the match, compatible match, female compromise this purpose. I think this is the place where you should tell clearly that I will do homeopathy practice in a way possible and manageable, because the demand of the society, the demand of the marriage, the demand of the in-laws will be family first. So if you have clear this point, then there is no problem at all. And I tell you here, the journey of a female, this is the place where 98%, and I'm telling you with a lot of responsibility, 98% of the females leave or quit homeopathic profession completely, focusing their family. This is a part true, but in a way, your 5.5 years, what you have invested for education, in a way, if you have invested 8.5 years, post-graduation as well as undergraduation, there is no point to compromise your career here. And this is one of the place I want to give you a very clear idea how you can practice homeopathy from the next week of your marriage, not even a next month, next week of the marriage. How you can manage your patients next week after marriage. That's what going to be the next for today and for tomorrow. Marriage, for a female, there is a change of the country, change of the culture, change of the family, change of the society, change of people surrounded with. In every aspect you see, if a well-to-do person or a very settled person has sudden changes of this much magnitude in life, probably everybody will be compromised. So there is nothing wrong. The career of a female or a life of a female undergoes lot of turbulence, because it can happen to anybody. But I always wonder, I tell you something very deep from my heart. I don't have my sister. We are two brothers. My brother is a doctor. So I always wonder, if we give 5 lakhs rupees to a friend, say for example, Mr. X gives 5 lakh rupee to Mr. Y. He will be always of an anticipation, always of an anticipation. When I am going to get that money back, when I am going to get that interest with the money back, right? I really don't know what reasons behind where, you know, a parents of a daughter give their daughter to some group of unknown people for rest of the whole life. It's much more than money. And as I said in the previous lecture, daughter is the heart of parents living outside their body because of the culture, because of the rituals, because of what, I don't know. But this is that is what is called Kanya Dan, is the biggest dan on the planet. So females have, you know, great potential with this time frame. I'm going to speak about 8 to 10 years of life. Great time frame, great opportunities if you manage this phase properly. Now getting married, your 1 or 2 year will be passed to get settled in a new family due to change of people, change of culture, change of city, change of, you know, in every aspect, even to change the country. Now the world is digital. Well, there are a lot of sites, lot of awareness are there. You know, people can get the life partner from the from the, you know, any part of the world. So now the changes have become more drastic. So for a female, सबसे important पहले क्या होएगा, शादी होने के बाद 1-2 साल के लिए there is a turbulence in family. Female will primarily think that I should get settled for 1 or 2 years of my life so that I am balanced here. But after 1 to 2 years of life, there will be a, you know, time for pregnancy. So the husband will tell, or the family members will tell, that you should plan for a child. Now, say for example, 3-4 months, if you go for a planning and you conceive, 9 months of pregnancy will be completely what you call a responsibility for you on your head 24/7. And once you become mother, once you deliver a wonderful soul, part of your soul on the planet, your complete energy will be going into for minimum for 3 years to develop that child. Managing and balancing personal health will be a very big issue here, very big issue. And this is somewhere a place where a lot of homeopathic females quit homeopathy out of the situation, and what they have a desire to continue. They have a desire to continue. But after 3-4 years, they feel that I have left homeopathy. I am now, it's very difficult for me to connect back to my profession. Well, I tell you, the mission of my life also includes this, that I want to give a plan B. I want to give a plan B to married female who left homeopathy out of situations, out of responsibilities, out of reasons how to come back. I want to give those allopathic doctors practicing, you know, homeopathic doctors practicing allopathy a way with which, a plan B, a way with which they can come back to profession. So from the second year of marriage, from the second day of your marriage, this will be, you know, 1 to 2 year will be going for settlement. Then will be a child, and then what will happen is that once you have grown up the first kid, the situation will come for a second kid. The wish of the family will be to have a second child. And usually, no, what is there is always a saying here as well. You know, when should when should be the second child? When the first child goes to school. It's something which is again a same repetition of the life for 3, 4, 5 years for a female to develop the second child along with the first child. So as a result, approximately 6 to 10 years, 8 to 10 years of time after marriage for a female is grossly compromised. Absolutely grossly compromised. And this is one of the area which, if you know how to manage situation, if you know how to manage your profession and personal life, if you know, if you have clear vision, roadmap, where you want to go, what are the diversions, and the ways to come back to the main road is something which I want to provide. Same situation, 9 months of pregnancy, 3 years to develop a child, really a serious time of a female to manage her family and homeopathic career simultaneously too. And I tell you, this is not for a female, for anybody who has a sudden change, complete change, A to Z change in life comes up, he will be shaken. He will be into turbulence of life. But this is the place where we really need to understand our strengths and weaknesses, our do's and don'ts, what you call SWOT analysis, strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats, in a way that will help you to a great degree. Now the culture is coming. I am seeing now the culture in India even coming that the females don't want second child. If you consider the culture of Western world, they don't want to get married. That's a different story. Now the culture here in India, right? There are many females I know who does not want to have a second child because they want to give everything to their one child. Quite logical, quite individual. There is no question about it. But if at all that is the mutual decision of the family, if at all that is the mutual decision of the couple to not to have a second child, maybe in few years you can dedicate more into profession, into homeopathy, right? But that is something which is not in nobody's in hand. If it comes to you, it's a blessing. If it doesn't come to you, be prepared to manage yourself qualitatively. And here, managing family and children and career is something which is absolutely Herculean task. I would say Herculean task is like climbing the Everest because you know average 6 to 10 years of your married life will be taken definitely for this much for female, and you should be absolutely prepared for it. This is the most difficult part of a female, married female. And if you are able to manage this successfully, then most part of the task has been accomplished. Most part of the task has been accomplished. And this is where, this is common with male as well. This is common with male as well because he is also going to get settled with the wife. But the thing is, he is going to have the same family. He is going to have more or less 60% of the change, or 50% of the change, or 40% of the change from marriage. But what about others? What about married female? Almost 100% change. 100% change. And that's why what we see from the front looks good, but you have to enter deeper, completely differs than whatever first impression was. So that's why this one of the major reason why now lot of stresses are coming, lot of negativities are coming, and as a result lot of turbulences in married life we are seeing. So this is one of the most difficult part of a female if you consider. I repeat quickly, just a second. Marriage 1 to 2 year you will take to get settled. Then you will plan for a child, at least for 3 to 4 months of planning, 9 months of pregnancy, 3 years to develop a first child. Second, demand of the second child comes from the family. If at all doesn't come, it's a different story. What I'm trying to tell you here is my observation out of this 20 years of experience. Second child, same situation for 9 months, 3 years to develop that second child. Really a serious time of female to manage her family homeopathic career simultaneously. As a result, 6 to 10 years of married life, 6 to 10 years of married life average for a female after marriage, immediately after marriage, is compromised. And it's not compromised in a bad way. It's compromised in a good way. But at the same time, the legacy what you have carried from the honeymoon in your studies, the legacy what you have carried from your divine father, from your dynamic father, other than your own real father, should also be continued after marriage. And that is where one of the major drawback, of a female scholar females, as I said yesterday, scholar students, I have seen became housewife after marriage because they had no clear way how to manage. Scholar females, their career has been compromised. Well, I don't want to do that anymore. And this is for the first time I'm coming digital. I don't know the people attending here as well as people attending Facebook Live. I don't know from which part of the world you are, but if you don't agree to me, please write here specifically. I am very much open for public comments. I'm open for the criticisms. But what I want is that the legacy, the way you carry the way you carry the legacy of your own father into your married life, you should carry the legacy of the handyman, the dynamic father, your another father into the married life as well. And that is something what is my request with, I would say, folded hands. Right? Friends, can I have your feedback here? Do you agree to me? You don't agree to me? Can I have your feedback? Please criticize me openly if you feel it's not logical. Also, I request the Facebook people as well. Thank you, doctor. Thank you, everyone. Fantastic, fantastic. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, I would say 19 years compromised. Oh, yes. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. So now something, this is, see, the whole journey of 6 days has a parts of it. Today we are going to take up, today we are going to take up what you call marriage, responsibilities, opportunities, and management. Tomorrow it will be a different probably subject. Right? So today, now what you should do is this: celebrate your marriage, celebrate womanhood, celebrate your motherhood. But roadmap for a female to be with homeopathy in tough and challenging times is this: every day, you should see one patient. Maybe follow up, maybe new case. I don't think so. It's difficult task. I'm talking about after marriage, 1 week, 2 week, or maybe even a month if you want. Right? You come back into your life regularly and you start taking one remedy in a day. Can't you read it? You can read it. One aphorism in a day. You can't read it. You can read it. One remedy, one rubric. You can't do it. You can do it. One patient you can't see. You can definitely see. I don't think so. Can I, friends? Can I have your comments? Is it more a very exaggerated demand or a very genuine demand? One remedy, one patient. Yes. Yeah. So it's like, and the beauty of homeopathy is it is eternal. The beauty of homeopathy is it is eternal. Once you've understood remedies, once you've understood what you call organon, once you've understood the basics, probably it's very easy. So the first, you have carried the legacy. You have invested 5.5 years. You are scholar into the subject. What can stop you? You are not going to read these remedies again for the first time in your life, aren't you? You are going to read aphorism for the first time in your life, aren't you? You are going to read for rubric for the first time in your life, aren't you? You will not be able to see one patient in a day, aren't you? I don't think so. It's very easy. It's very doable. It's very, very doable. I mean, you have so much of knowledge. You have scholarly career. College, you were scholar in the college. You were genuinely, ranker in the class. How come, a lion leaves her own attitude? How a lion forgets how to, have the bread and butter, or how to eat, or how to kill? It's like, a lion forgets how to kill. Not possible. So this is not the demand out of the subject. Today is hard. Tomorrow will be harder. But day after tomorrow, there will be a bright future. So this marriage, if for 1 month, I would say, you attend your wedding, you have the rest, you go for honeymoon, you come back to life, and the moment you feel The moment you feel that now it is the time, now I'm getting settled into my family, take one patient at your convenience. Take one patient at your convenience. If the females who are doing homeopathy practice before marriage has even a greater possibility to maintain the practice after marriage, that I will tell you tomorrow, maybe day after tomorrow, because there is a whole plan for you how to practice homeopathy after marriage. If you're practicing homeopathy before marriage, then it's a great possibility for you to settle easily after marriage. If you're not practicing homeopathy and you are getting married, say for example, you are in internship and you got married, okay, still there is a way. That all the topics will be discussed at the end, maybe on the day after tomorrow, right? So in this way, I don't think this demand is exaggerated. See, homeopathy is struggling because of lot of misinformation. Hahnemann, from the time of Hahnemann, if you see, from the time of Hahnemann, you know, just a second, yeah, from the time of Hahnemann, Hahnemann was become successful, highly successful with 99 drugs, only 99 drugs, that too without computer, without softwares, even without repertory. He developed repertory later on. Without the support, we have everything with us. So then there is very less likely to be a possibility to go for a failure. And of course, we don't want to be Hahnemann. Of course, we don't want to be Hahnemann, isn't it? What we want is to earn 1 lakh rupee a month or a 2 lakh rupee a month. That's all. That is very much doable. There is no question about it. But how is the way? If you know the way, you will walk on it definitely. See, we are not here to create the road. Hahnemann has already created the road. We just have to walk on it. That's all. But what homeopathy tells, whatever you know well. Whatever you know well. You don't go for newer and newer and newer and newer and newer information. You utilize those information which you are good at it. You know, 10, 10 actions done once has no value than one action done 10 times. 10 actions, right? 10, 10 actions done once has no value if against one action done 10 times. So what you know you repeat. What you know you repeat. What you know you repeat. Have it, what you call permanent into your memory. Sulfur, lycopodium, natrum, calcareca, bryonia, pulsatilla, what these polycrest. I have developed the first homeopathic hospital in state of Gujarat. And it's a costliest setup of homeopathy up till now. It's very easy. It's nothing big about it. What you need to know is just refresh your memory if you have lost homeopathy, or I will show you a way how to start practicing after marriage immediately. So this is something what you call basic, I would say. Basic. One remedy, one aphorism, one rubric. This is something which is not that difficult. The difficulty is mindset. I tell you frankly, what I have seen, my scholar students, if I collect the memories of 2013, 2012, 2014, scholar female students whom I know, I had seen them as a great propagator of homeopathy, great promoter of homeopathy, are now housewife. And how much they practice? Hardly one patient in a week. There is no point. Of course, there is no point. Because ultimately, the way you carry the legacy of your own father, you should carry the legacy of our father as well. One is father of life, and the second is father of bread and butter, father of your food. Your own father is the father of life, but the Hahnemann is the father of food. You should give equal respect to him, which unfortunately I have seen very limited people, especially married female, are able to do it even if they want to do it. So this is the way for them, right? And in this responsibility, one remedy, one aphorism, one rubric, one patient, this is enough for making you to establish into homeopathic career. Now the story will come is that females undergo a lot of stresses after marriage. Indian laws, I don't know about the world, but the laws of India, married laws of India, support females because females have been dominated, females have been tortured, female has been what you call abused in a way where all the laws of the government. I don't know about the Western world. I don't know about the other countries, but the laws of India is more of a female dominating. Though the society is male dominating, but the jurisprudence of India is female dominating because female has been protected legally in a much more and much bigger way than what males are because of the issue of marriage, because of the issue of culture, what has run from the centuries. Because female has to marry and go to someone else's place, and she needs to live her own life in the other place. Even I have seen a lot of females, whose father tell them that now that is your first home. This is now a second home. Don't worry about this home. Make happy over there at your marriage home. But that is not the truth. The daughter has a responsibility to carry both the homes, and that is the only way where she can give justice as a daughter as well as daughter-in-law. And in a way, after marriage, the most bigger problem what a female faces is interpersonal relationship, IPR, interpersonal relationship. Whatever we have typical stories since ages, saas bahu or sadis, fighting like a snake, and uh, what you call it, the other animal, sap in Odia, so that is something which is, since ages there is a fight between mother-in-law and daughter-in-law, because one rules the kitchen and second is allowed to enter into the kitchen with a fear that she may rule the kitchen. This is a big problem. And as a result, interpersonal relationship, what my experience, it can be any to anybody, what my experience, seeing all my female students getting married, seeing many of my what you call patients, the primary what you call source of IPR, problem with IPR, internal what you call interpersonal relationship, is husband. Second is mother-in-law, and third is nanan. दिस इज ससुराल में सास, हस्बैंड और ननन, ये तीन लोग मैंने बहुत कॉमनली ऑब्जर्व किए हैं. दो इट कैन बी एनी. आई हैव नॉट हर्ड फादर इन लॉ मच, आई हैव नॉट हर्ड ब्रदर इन लॉ मच, I have not heard what you call the another daughter-in-law, what you call Jethani or Derani. I don't know about it much. What I have much observed is these three. And I tell you here something very, very important, that homeopathy is the only medical science available on the planet which gives so much of value at interpersonal relationship. What you call social and domestic relationship. Aphorism number 5, you read it. Social and domestic relation of the person. 93, 94, 70, 208. These are the aphorisms where Hahnemann gives lot of value to interpersonal relationships, and not only identifying the problem but also how to solve them is also mentioned with this understanding. In this, we have recently we are going on the sixth, what you call, the next series of organon access to success is in the pipeline. It will be declared very soon, right? But here, every way organon, I tell you something very honestly, is not just a book. It's a book of good life. To me, organon is a Bible of life, Bible of homeopathic religion. Every word written in organon has a great value. So the commonest problem what females are facing after marriage is stresses, pressure, domination, restriction, what you call limitations. You're not allowed to do this. You're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to do this. This is very common. So organon, I tell you here, interpersonal relationship. This is the only science in the whole planet which gives so much of value about interpersonal relationship. And the aphorisms are aphorism 5, 93, 94, 70, 208. And this is not only for females, it is for males as well. It is for patients as well. But I really want to tell you here, married female has a way how to manage their IPR. And the homeopathic married female has a really better way to manage their IPR. Because if you are a homeopath, you know the psychology. You know how to deal with them. And there are many, many, many ways into this that if you have understood in a better way, better you will be able to get out of it. Better you will be able to manage it out. And that's what is something which is really the need of the situation. Because for married female, the big problem is interpersonal relationship, IPR. Nature doesn't match. One can be husband can be Naxomika, wife can be mother-in-law can be Lachesis. Husband can what you call the sister-in-law may be Platina, and she is Pulsatilla. So nature doesn't match. So there is a problem. But here you need to see the situation as a witness, not as a victim. And this is something very important. What Hahnemann tells in 81st aphorism? Genetics. How do we get sick? Genetics, life itself, allopathic drugs. And what we must not do is 261st aphorism. That I will take it later on. Right? So here IPR is something what Hahnemann tells about great value. Great, great, great value.